With warmer weather, we are hitting the hunting season. And I'm not talking about deer hunting, but UFO hunting. The weather is warming up, which means that we are getting ready for night sky watching. Today, we'll be covering UFO hotspots and how to prepare yourself with proper equipment and to make sure that you have a more enjoyable and educated experience. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Mysteries with a History, where you'll be taken on a wild ride into the unknown, the strange, and the mysterious. Like you, I have questions, and like you, I want answers. And with each episode together, we will peel away the layers to look for the truth. Let me bring in my co host, Jimmy Church of Fade to Black Radio. Jimmy.
Not cool. Not cool. Not cool. You love that, don't you? You love that. You love that. I'm anticipating a longer roll, and then you cut yourself off just for the fun of it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. If people are wondering, Christina, what we're talking about, they'll never know. They'll never know. They'll never. Some things, right? Are just going to be kept secret. How you doing? And hello, everybody out there. This is going to be a fun show, and this does give me the opportunity to start off right and say what's going on. It's going to be a fun show and an informative show, and something that I talk about all the time, but not necessarily with you. So what happened? What were you reading? What were you something jumped.
Summer's coming up, and during the winter, it's very hard to go out at night without wearing thousands of layers of clothing or those super new, awesome sleeping bag wearable sweater jumpers. Those are sick. I want one of those. But now we're hitting into the warmer season to where you can go out at night with a nice light jacket, and you can bring other people with you if you wish, and enjoy yourself, both for a communal experience, but also to hopefully see something obscure, obscene, anomalous. And some people go in blind. They're like, yeah, I'm just going to go and have a little fun, bring a little blanket, and that's it, maybe my cell phone. But if you want to do this in a more serious manner or to impress your friends, it's good to have some very basic equipment and know what you're getting yourself into, because in some ways, and this might sound a little drastic, but in some ways, it's kind of like camping. You really need to have a checklist. You got to make sure that you're decently comfortable and that you're bringing everything that you think you need. So for those watching this, please have a checklist with you if you're a first timer, because it's going to be really, really fun to talk about. And people now, when school is going to be ending in the next few weeks or so, people are going to have a little bit more free time on their hands to go out, to explore, and to throw their cell phones into the lake or something. Get off the internet just for like a few hours at the very least, because sometimes we forget how much we need that.
Did you say sleeping bag jumper?
Yes.
What?
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Is it really?
Yes, it's so cool.
I just got I got a Harley Davidson racing jacket. It's a throwback to the 70s for the XR 750 racing team, and that's what Evel Knievel used to jump in. They're really cool retro jackets, so I get it. And it arrives. I didn't get it from the Harley Davidson store, which is what I should have done and seen it in person. So it gets here, and it's a sleeping bag jumper. This thing is all poofy. And it's cool. It's cool. But so when you said that, I was thinking about that new jacket. So it's like that. It's like all the way down to your feet.
Yeah. And it's comfortable because it's got a little bit of cushion, but it keeps you warm. So you can sleep in it and wear it simultaneously.
So
and it's like also zippable. So you have like the top and the bottom half, and you can zip it together.
So you get up, you wake up, and you go out and make a snowman. Right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. That's what you needed when you were a kid.
That's what I need now.
Yeah, well, as an adult, it just sounds too cool. But when you're a kid, you never got you never got everything covered right. There was always something wrong. Okay, so yeah, you're right about that though. When you're out, let's jump into this. And one of the key things, and I think this is a great place to start. Um, as we go through these hot spots and these different places and the gear and things, one of the biggest, you are not prepared for the temperature change. So you're out, you're during the day, you're doing the cookout, it's hot, it's this, it's that. You've got maybe shorts on and flip-flops, and you're doing your thing. And then 8 o'clock rolls around, 9 o'clock, and it's 70, 60, 50, and you're like, oh man, whoa, this sky watch is gonna end early for me, because it in some places you have really drastic temperature changes overnight. So you need to, most people, especially on your first watch, I am prepared. Okay, so when I go out on a sky watch, I know what's happening during the day. I've got a t-shirt on and jeans and stuff, and everything is cool. In my truck, I've got gloves. I've got a beanie. I've got a thick coat. I've got blankets. I'm ready to go. And the other, while we're talking, we'll get into gear specifically later, and I have some gear here in the studio to show everybody. A comfortable chair. Okay, now, okay, no, I've got one of those. No, you don't. Okay, you don't. And there's another aspect to this. Most of your time is spent like this. So you need a chair that you can lean back in. And there are a chaise lounge, right? That just like your dad had your mom in the backyard, the folding thing when you were a kid, ace, right? But they make gravity chairs. Get one; they're great, and it lays back and it puts you in the perfect position. The next thing you know, you can see the entire night sky from one position, and nothing on your body starts to cramp up or get weird in the temperature change. Is that arrow me or you? That's you.
Me, but I wanna make sure that we're talking about the same gravity chair, because you do have a point. You gotta have a really comfortable chair because you will be looking out the whole time. Now, on the plus side, your neck will be hurting, but it will prevent a double chin. So that's really
Right there. That's a nice gravity chair, and they fold up. You can just it takes up the same room. Now I have about 20 folding collapsible chairs,
What
and
do you need that many for?
because I go out with groups of people,
You know that.
and they're getting off of a plane or doing whatever. They're not bringing chairs with them on the plane. So yeah. So I've got a whole stack of the folding collapsible chairs, and they fold down into a tube. I have about 20 of those, and those are great. Those will get the job done. But when you head out on these sky watches, there are a few things on your checklist. One, you need to think about layering your clothes. I know this sounds very fundamental, but most people don't prepare for it. So you're going to be outside. You're not going to be indoors. It could be a little bit windy and other things. So chair, but think about layering your clothes so you can add on, take off if you need to, and go the other direction and cool down if you're too hot. But clothes are an issue. Comfortable chair is an issue. And also food and drink. Food and drink. Do you know how many people I have been out on a sky watch with and come up to me and go, "Hey, Jimmy, can I have a handful of your chips? I haven't eaten since noon." Wait a minute. You came out. You did what? Not me. No. I've got sandwiches. I've got this. I've got that. I've got drinks. I've got water. all of these you need to do because more than likely, from sunset, from 6, 7 o'clock at night until midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be exposed in the great outdoors. You need food, you need drink, and you need a comfortable chair, and you need warm clothes. And so that's the immediate checklist.
It is, along with obviously a first aid kit, some bug repellent as well, flashlights, those ones that you wear on your forehead, and the name escapes me, those forehead lights. So those are like things that anyone can get that are really crucial just to being outside in general. And Jimmy has a really great point. Yes, you do need snacks. Do not hesitate on the snacks. Bring them. You will not regret it. Now,
Hmm.
getting into the more important kind of equipment that I think will really begin to make you stand out from others, or if you're with other people to impress them, but also to hopefully get some good results because your eyes can lie to you. Number one. Number two, your memories lie to you, where you come back home and you tell your sweet Aunt Susan, "Hey, Aunt Susan, guess what? I just saw a UFO. What did it look like?" You know what? Now that you ask me, I think it was circular. No, it was was it rectangular shaped? And so on and so forth. So, yes, you do want to don't just bring your cell phone, bring a digital camera, even your old Nana's film cameras. Those are amazing as well. But because you're filming or shooting at night, it is crucial, and I cannot emphasize this enough. It is crucial to have a tripod. Because if you know anything about cameras or camcorders, is that the less light that there is available, the longer the shutter speed on your camera or your camcorder to just attempt and capture all of that light. So it might take, instead of 125th a second little snip, right? It might take 10 seconds, 30 seconds, who knows, for those pictures, right? Depending on how much natural light is around you. And so when you have a tripod, it's going to be very beneficial. But you can also bring with you some binoculars. These are great, not this brand in particular, but just binoculars, okay? Look at these. Oh, let me take a look at these bad boys. These are
Yeah,
these
those
are
are
really
nice.
nice. But you
Those are
can also
nice.
get some cheap ones as
Hmm.
well. These are
Hmm.
great because you're not Superman. You can't see 1,000 miles away from you. Binoculars are crucial, I think, when it
Yeah,
comes
they
to
are.
this kind
They
of
are.
thing.
The first pair that you showed, I have a pair like those. Celestron, stargazers, I think they're called. The same thing. They're 3 feet long, but those have a tripod mount, and they're very heavy. So you mount that to a tripod, and you can literally stare at the night sky all night long. And because you're looking at such a great distance, if you hold them in your hands, it's always jiggling. That's why they usually come with a tripod mount. Bring a tripod with you. One other, everybody, I hope you're taking notes. One of the things that is so important, and it is overlooked, and it's like a $10 thing, $15 for at the most, is a Bluetooth switch. And that Bluetooth switch for your phone, so your phone is on the tripod. Okay. You don't want to look at the UFO first and then have to go and mount the cell phone to the tripod. It's gone. All right. So if the cell phone is on the tripod, now you've got and if you see something, pop, you just hit the switch and it's taking pictures or video. Okay, well, however you want to have it set up. And I always keep one in my UFO bug out bag. Okay, there's one there, and I've got two other spares in the house, and I've got them on long keychains because they're very small. They're this big, right? They're that big, and you don't want to lose them. So I've got one in my UFO bug out bag. I keep one upstairs. I keep one downstairs. So I am always ready to go with the remote control switch. It is very important. It's Bluetooth, $10, $15. You can get it for iPhone or Android. It doesn't matter. It's the same switch, and it makes everything convenient once you already have the cell phone mounted to the tripod. So there you go. So those are the crucial. The other things. Do you want to stay on gear? You showed the binoculars. I
I
have.
think it's important to stay on gear for a little bit longer.
Okay, let's stay on gear. In my bug out bag, I have at least 4 flashlights. Why? I've got 1 for me and 3 for friends that don't come prepared. Okay. Now remember, no light. You've got to be in an area. We'll get to that in a second where you have no light. And that is so you can see the sky. 1, 2, you're going to be using night vision. We'll get to that in a second. And that means you're going to be walking around, tripping over stuff. You need a flashlight. Okay. Now, I have got, and I show these off all the time, I probably have a half dozen of these, right? Okay. And of just these, I've got another 6 a little bit bigger ones. I probably got 4, and I just keep those in the bag so I can hand those out to everybody. Sometimes you're walking on a path up a hill to get to the spot and you're in complete darkness, and you always will notice somebody that doesn't have a flashlight with them because they're using their cell phone flashlight to get up the hill. Using up the battery on the phone, number 1. Number 2, it's not a real flashlight. So flashlights in the bag, lots of them. The other, okay, so the main component, right? What is it? Well, it's this night vision. Okay, so these are mine. These are 3s. These are obviously military grade. 2 batteries that go in this tube right here. You just crank that off. 2 AA batteries. These are called P7s, and a few things are really cool about this. But the first is when I turn them on and I'm with a group of people, I tell the group, because most of them have never used these before, look at the sky. Everybody look up, and everybody will look up. Now, see what you're looking at. Now look through these. And that's the first thing is I get the reaction. Oh, what? Whoa, what? Okay, because this, in the normal field of view on any night, with your eyeballs, if you sat and counted, you're going to see between 2 and 4,000 stars filling up the sky. If you counted every one with your eyes, you look through these, and now you're looking at 200,000, right? It's like a blanket of stars. And then as you're looking through these, you start to see stuff moving. And when that starts to happen, and what that is, we'll swing back to that. But that's when I say take them down, and they do. Now look. Do you see anything? No. Okay, look again. Right? And it's that amazing. Now, what is the difference between a satellite and something else that's anomalous and is, well, everything is different, and so you need to learn those processes, and we'll get to that in just a bit. But okay, these will run you. You can get a 2, which is good, which I have 2 as well, for about $1,000, $1,500. These 3s will run you about $2,500. Now, it sounds expensive, but it is an investment in your life, number 1. Number 2, you will never put them down. You will look for an excuse to go, I'm going to walk the dog again, right? You're going to look for an excuse to get outside after dark. And I pretty much every night after Fade to Black, and when I say every night, I mean every night. Okay, these sit next to my nightstand in my bedroom. Off of my bedroom, I have a balcony and sliding glass doors. I grab these, I walk out on the balcony, I turn them on, and I look at the sky for about 10 minutes every night. And it never gets old. So it's one of the best investments you can make. I have others too. I have cheaper digital ones, and you can find these night vision goggles online anywhere from $150 to $500, $600. Scion and other companies, and I have the Scions. I have two pair. Those are okay. They are. They're okay. But you're looking through a little LCD screen. This is full panoramic stereo insanity. So this is incredible. And you can see when you go down to ground level and look, that's why the military uses these. You can see absolutely everything in pitch black. So, but these for heading out into a hot spot, this is where it's at right here. So again, these are called P7s. These are military grade 3 plus is another number that they use. These are analog. It works with an amplifier tube, okay, that sits in here, and that's the element that lights everything up. So it's completely analog. It's like looking at an old television set, and it's still the absolute best. It's the best. There's nothing digital that looks as good as this. You can get an amplified zoom lens. You can get a 1.5 times. You can get a 2 times. This is a 1.5 that's on this. So you get a little amplification, a little zoom. I don't like a lot of zoom. I like to see when, here's another quick tip. When you're looking at the sky with these, you want to see as much of the sky as possible. You don't want to be narrowly looking because then you're constantly moving around. If you can see more of the sky, you might see something off to the side. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to be able to see as much as you can. So it sounds cool at first to get a zoom lens. It's not. So I have a 1.5 on here, and that works fine. You want to see as much of the sky as possible. When you see something at a very high altitude, it's going to be small anyway. When you see something at a low altitude, you don't need a zoom. Okay, you need the moment. You need to capture the moment. Also, with this, I didn't bring this in here. I should have. I have a cell phone adapter with this. So you take the rubber off, that goes on, and then your cell phone clamps on like this, right? And so when your camera is on, and I'll just do this here. So let's say your camera's on, right? Like this, and this is mounted to here. You are now looking through the lens. Okay, so that goes on here, and then you can see on the screen what is happening on this. I know a lot of people that will keep the cell phone mounted all the time, and they're just looking at the cell phone and not doing this. I do the opposite. I keep this mounted and on a tripod, and I'm looking this way. And then if I see something, I fire up the camera. But some people want to record directly off of this on the night vision, and that's real cool. So you can mount this straight on and then use the cell phone as the monitor for this. Very cool adapter. Most of these, when you get them, will come with the cell phone adapter kit. It just screws on. Simple.
And something to couple with Jimmy's pieces of equipment is this Psionics Aurora Pro. And this is also a video recorder with a 128 gigabyte SD card. And it is great for capturing infrared in low light conditions.
Hold that up to the camera so we can see it. Yeah, that's the one that I have. It's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and what Christina just said. Now flip it back and show them the record button. No, the record button on the top, right there, the red one. Okay, so That's the top of the camera. And so when you're uh, looking at the viewfinder and you're going through it, you just hit the button, bam, on the fly, and you can record exactly what you're seeing. It's very, very cool. There's a USB, plugs right in. USB is also your charger. You're looking at things in color with that. Yep.
And it also
And
has a built-in GPS as well, which is amazing. So you can log your location while you're viewing any anomalous thing in the sky while you're filming. It's also incredibly crucial to have batteries, extra batteries for all of your equipment, regular AA batteries, AAA, whatever, because you never know when they will quickly be drained out. We've always heard stories of people and also those that have encountered such things where during have it be a paranormal investigation or a UFO investigation, batteries drain out incredibly quickly when they're close to this strange object or entity. And something else that so I read in the comments that UFO sightings also happen in the daytime. And yes, they absolutely do. Now, when you're doing night sky watches, it just has a different flair to it, a different kind of look to it. Now, if you're doing it in the daytime, it's nice to also have a drone with you. And I'll take that in
check
just a
you
moment.
out.
But
Check you out. What do you
but
have?
also
What do
for
you
the
have?
nighttime as well. Well, I'll show you in just a second. Now, when it comes to drones, it is really important to, number one, obviously always have extra batteries, but to also be sure that in the area that you're in, that there are no drone flying restrictions because some national parks and forests do not allow it, and some federal lands as well. So here is my um DJI baby drone. It's like a
Those
nice
are
commercial
so
drone that
cool.
it's
Yeah,
very easy
yeah.
to purchase. Anyone can have it because some drones you need to have a certain license for. And so this one is really nice. And you're able to, here's the control for it. You're able to mount your phone, so you're able to save everything from your cell phone. It brings extra batteries, which is crucial. And when we're using things like this, obviously, you got to make sure that it's not too windy, that the weather is complementing the drone, but you are able to capture some very strange things when you have certain pieces of equipment like thermal cameras, night vision cameras, drones, and so on. These do make a difference, but of course, you can use your cell phone and then you'll complain about, oh, all of these UFO sightings are just a little blob in the sky, a little ball of light. So sometimes it is good to invest in better equipment. Yes, it definitely is an investment, but it's one that is worth it for a good chunk of people. And Jimmy, you mentioned you go out with your friends and you
Hmm.
do night sky watches. So when you're out with people, some people like to run around by themselves, and that's
Hmm.
dangerous. So you got to have some walkie-talkies with you
Got
just
to,
in case
got
you're
to,
in the
got to,
area,
got
right?
to have walkie talkies. Got to have them.
You gotta have
Um,
them just in case for that one little walker, that one little straggler, and also if you're in a location where there is no cell service. But also walkie-talkies, I don't know about you, but it really taps into my younger years where I used to play with these things. Like, they were just so much fun, and I
walkie
see even
talkies are
people
cool.
today.
They're
They're
today they're
very cool.
so today they're so high tech. When we were kids, you had a push button. Now, I mean, they're really cool. So I have two sets of walkie talkies as
Of
well.
course.
And the DJI Baby, the mini that she just showed you, you don't need a license for that because it's the weight.
That's right.
And it's that's the regulation with the FAA is the size of the drone. So these drone makers they make these smaller. That is a completely professional drone, stable, everything else. It's amazing. It's got a great camera, but I think it's 30 grams is the weight limit. That's it. Look at that, and it's stable and it's incredible, and you can capture the moments. So that is a great piece of kit right there. You are impressing a lot of people. I didn't know that. I knew she was a gear nut, but she just took it to a whole nother level.
I feel like we're good at
Now
show and tell.
let's stay on this. Probably aside from night vision and a good pair of socks, right? The most crucial thing in your bag. You can't do it without lasers. Okay. Now I have many lasers. Yep. Okay. So I don't want to flash this at my
Infrared.
camera or anything, but can you see this going? Okay, that's as far.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to freak out any of my gear here in the studio, but this is a good laser. I keep there's a couple of them. I've got about a half a dozen. I have two military grade lasers too as well. Those are like shooting cannons into the night sky. Now, why is this important? Okay, this is why it's important. You and your friends, they've got their night vision. Somebody's got a cell phone. Somebody's got binoculars, and you're looking. You go, "Oh man, I see something," and they go, "Where?" Over there. Right. Now you got the sky up above you. And if you don't have a laser to point at what you see, everybody else is just going to be looking in the sky and missing it. The laser, you're looking, you point, and there you tag it, and you just hold the laser on it like that. And everybody else with the night vision, and they're going to look straight at it immediately. Not like in a few seconds, they're going to be able to see the laser pointing directly at the object. You cannot have a sky watch without this. You can't. You can't. Or you're going to be the only person with the night vision. And so let me give you another example why this is I cannot emphasize enough how important a good laser is. Okay? You go like this. You're with your friend. They don't have night vision. You're looking. I found something. Bam. You tag it and you hand them the night vision and you just keep the laser on it. And so they can look. And that's it. And you can't have a sky watch with just you. No, you need to participate with everybody else. That's why I carry a bunch of these with me in my bug out bag. I hand them out to everybody. If you see something, get on. I got something over here. Boom, light it up so everybody can turn around and check it out. Okay, so this and your night vision and binoculars and your and yes, everything that we talked about, very important for a good night out. But the most crucial, you cannot. I'm telling you, you show up for your sky watch and you leave these at home, it'll ruin the night for you. You're just like, man, oh, that's it.
When we
Oh,
deal with lasers, it's also very important to be responsible with them, to use them appropriately, because number one, it's against the law to shoot a laser to an airplane or a helicopter. Like, if they
yeah, you can
find
go to
you, that's
jail.
it, that's game
You can
over.
go to
Yeah.
jail. You can
So
go to jail.
that's why it's also important to have infrared lasers as well, to where your thermal camera, your night vision camera is able to see with. But yes, it when we're dealing with your regular lasers, astronomers use it all the time when they're giving classes or demonstrations. People use them all the time as well. And yet there's this level of like hesitancy when it comes to lasers. That's why it's just important to be responsible and to know what you're doing. They're not
Don't
toys,
be a
toys for
doofus.
cats, but not for people.
Don't be a doofus. Don't be a doofus with the laser. So there's certain protocols, and one of them is when you with binoculars with your naked eye, or with I may have to get for 1 second. Yeah, hang on. Keep talking. Talk lasers.
Okay, well, actually, going away from lasers, another important thing before we even get into the hotspots are apps. on your cell phone that you have access to, as long as you have some form of cellular data or Wi Fi. Because when people see a UFO, what they consider to be a UFO, it could very easily be the International Space Station, it could be a satellite, it could be an airplane. And I know you might be rolling your eyes, be like, oh, come on, Christina, I know what these look like. It's still important to have the tracking of these objects. And you're able to download a bunch of different apps for these. For instance, when it comes to airplanes, there's one called Flight Radar 24 and Planes Live Dash Flight Tracker. Then also you have some apps that say look for sat along with the any kind of ISS tracker. These are both available for Apple and for Android. But what's also really important to have is looking at your sky maps that tell you constellations, stars, and planets. So that the next time someone tells you, oh, what you saw was Venus, say, look, buddy, look over here. Venus was not even in my eye of sight when I saw this weird object in the sky. And now there are also really cool UFO sighting reports and maps. Some of them are up to date, some of them are not that up to date, but it is good to when you're in an area that you've had a UFO sighting or if you've seen or if you've heard people have sightings, it's good to not only report them, but to see if you can find any corroborative evidence. And lastly, is having a weather app. What's the weather gonna be like the day you're going out? It's gonna be windy. Are you gonna have some kind of maybe a meteor shower, right? So these are the kinds of apps that if you're going to start doing night watches, or if you've been doing them for a while and you haven't had these apps, all of those are very important. Jimmy, did you want to add any other apps to that?
Yeah. Okay. So here's these are the apps that I currently have on my phone, and I use them all. I have the UFO Sightings app. It's one word. It's called UFO Sightings. One of the most popular apps out there is Enigma, and that's a UAP and UFO reporting map. There is Sky Guide, which is really, really cool. There is Sky View, which I use a lot too as well. NASA has an app, and what's really cool about NASA's app is you can track their stuff, one, but two, you can also look at real time images of Earth and its position. It's amazing. They've got a lot of satellites out there and that are beaming back images of Earth, and you can look at all of that where you are on the planet and check it out. You can. It's cool for a lot of different reasons. I want to move on, but that's one of them. And you can also look at other stuff, the position of planets and things with the NASA app, and you can expand it out and look at things. My favorite app that I use when it comes to this is Star Tracker. Star Tracker is really, really, really cool. Sky Guide is good. Skyview is good. I like Star Tracker. Star Tracker was one of the first apps that I got many years ago. Probably I got it on Android before my iPhone. So this is like, 10 years ago. And I've got all the updates and everything else with it. And so it's really, 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 really good. And no matter where you can point at your feet and you can see the stars over China because it's GPS running with the position of your phone. So you can see the horizon and everything else. Now, there's two crucial apps for sky watching. One is called Satellite Tracker by Starwalk, an amazing app. I use it all the time. And now, so you see something in the sky and you don't know what it is and you think it's something else, turn around and open up a satellite tracker, and you'll see every single satellite over your position at that moment. And if there is not a satellite on satellite tracker over your head when you see something, that's when the cool stuff starts. Right. And also, and then last but not least is the ISS detector. Very, very cool app. Starlink makes apps. I don't have the Starlink app, so you can track. You can see Starlink and other apps, but Starlink also has their own app too as well, and you can track all of their stuff. But the ISS detector, there's nothing like seeing the ISS go overhead for the first time. It's absolutely, you can see it. Like you can see with the naked eye, man. You can see the solar panels. It's like crazy. It's big. It's really big. But the ISS detector is really cool because it also, you can do an expanded view and see other stuff in the general area that is going on over your head. So these are the apps that I use. I highly recommend Satellite Tracker, highly recommend Star Tracker, and UFO Sightings and Enigma. Those four apps are amazing on and any night that you want to go out and get the stuff done. So it's important. And today, Christina, before we move on, this technology is available to everyone, right? It's right there. And we didn't have GPS and this kind of tracking and apps and high speed phones and the ability to do this. Obviously, we didn't have this, 10, 15 years ago.
No,
iPhones,
there are no more excuses.
there isn't. iPhones came out. Are you ready? 2012.
I know.
That the smartphone revolution, that whole thing, 2012. So before that, right? So anyway, I was looking. There was something else. There was another piece of kit
Well,
I wanted to.
while
Well,
you do
no,
that,
don't worry
I do
about it.
want to address Chris and other people in the live chat because people are talking about which resolution. And so higher resolution, obviously you can capture better. 4K, 8K. I mean, you're only restricted by your budget. And so the drone I have, the mini, it's only 1080, but the new version of the drone can capture to about 60 frames a second at 8K. But when we're looking at apps, for instance, a lot of these that we have mentioned are free. And this is a great place to start. If you don't have the budget for night vision, thermal, drones, whatever, I get it. I get it. But start off with the apps because, as I had mentioned to Jimmy, you no longer have an excuse. You don't. With all of the resources that we have, use them to your advantage. Do it. It's important. So start downloading those apps right now. Obviously, this isn't sponsored. And if you're enjoying the show, hit that like button right down below. We have 372 people watching this live, less than 200 likes. So if you're enjoying the show, please hit that like button. And Cindy says, just the information I need. Glad you both shared your gears and apps. I am so glad that you're finding this really helpful because we're both speaking from experience. And Android, thank you for that as well. Should we trust Enigma with an anonymous CEO? I've vaguely heard about that, but I'm genuinely not familiar with the chisme over there, the gossip.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
but thank you for that. I do appreciate it.
yeah.
Did you want to talk about any other gear, Jimmy, before we get into the hotspots? What people really want to get
Yeah,
into.
it's again. It sounds so fundamental. I'm looking at everybody. 2008 for the iPhone, 2009 for Android smartphones. Okay, I said 2012,
But
but
that was the time where it was really picking itself up. I mean, you
it.
were right. 2012 was just that kind of
I don't
threshold.
think. I don't think I saw my first iPhone till around then. Yeah, it seems like that was the date, 2011, 2012. But anyway, a portable battery. Okay, now I carry with me packs of AA and AAA batteries. Why? Well, lasers, flashlights, yes, the obvious. I need AA batteries for my night vision, but you have other pieces of gear that charge via USB. So taking a battery pack with you with the correct charging cables with it will allow you to recharge battery trays that have custom batteries in it. I have flashlights that don't have AA or AAA batteries. They've got these special lithium ion large batteries. Same thing with the lasers. The lasers have photo batteries, lithium photo batteries, big, fat, short, and they take two of those. They'll last for so long, but you need to recharge them. So carry a battery pack with you, your cell phone, so it can be charged, and everything else. That I take a couple. I have. I'm kind of weird when it comes to flashlights and batteries and chargers and cables and being redundant. Uh, it's not just your gear, but it's your friend's gear too as well that may need to be charged. So you've always got to be ready and to help somebody else out that needs something. So I take a couple, but it's high up on the list. A portable battery charger, battery pack. So
Yes,
important.
and one that I recommend actually is this one. It's heavy, but it's also it's solar powered. So you can have it on the back of your backpack during the daytime and it'll charge, but then obviously you can still charge it from any of the USB ports. I don't know the don't know the brand of this one, but ones that are solar paneled, I think are worth your buck, at least in my opinion, but they are heavier than your other battery packs, but really great for camping or when you're out all day in the sun. And you can find actually a lot of this stuff on Amazon, or you can go to any of your camping stores as well, and you'll be able to find them.
Yeah. The solar powered, solar charging battery packs are very, very cool. Some even have an unfolding solar cell that opens up, which I have one of those too as well. I also have a battery pack that is a tire inflator. Okay, but it's also a battery pack, and you don't want to be out in the woods and then go back to your car. You're out there squatching, with Bigfoot and looking at UFOs and go back and have a flat tire. Or you don't want to be in that kind of position. But those also act as portable battery chargers. And they're very, very cool. So I have those. You got to be prepared. With most of these locations, now I have looking at the clock. We have a little bit of time left. Let me. I've got my list of UFO hotspots. I know you've got your list too. Just really quick, give me 15 seconds. I'm going to go through this. These are the top 10 cities in the United States with the most UFO sightings in the last 20 years. Are you ready?
Let's hear it.
You ready?
Mm.
Number 10, Denver, Colorado. Number 9, Houston, Texas. Number 8, San Diego, California. You would think it'd be higher. Number 7, Tucson, Arizona. Number 6, Los Angeles, California. Number 5, Portland, Oregon. Number 4, Chicago, Illinois. Everybody's represented here. Number 3, Seattle, Washington. Number 2, as expected, Las Vegas, Nevada, the number 1 city in the United States with the most UFO sightings and a guarantee to see something any night of the week, Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah. Now, that's with the reported UFO sightings. Now, UFO hotspots. All right. Now, this is around the world. There's a lot of places that aren't included here. We can't do everything all the time, everywhere. But I'm going to give you my rundown, and then I want to hear Christina's list. Number 1, this is not in any real particular order, but I've got 11. So the Colorado UFO Watchtower in the San Luis Valley. That's a UFO hotspot. One of the number 1 places in the world is in Chile in South America. It's called San Clemente. And officially by the government, they have an 18.5 mile long UFO trail marked by signs that is crowded with UFO sky watchers 365 days a year because there is something always going on. And this is up in the Andes Mountains. Roswell, New Mexico, another great UFO hotspot for a lot of different reasons. But one of the main reasons, once you get out of the city of Roswell, there's nothing there. There's no light pollution. It is an amazing place. Plus, the aliens love Roswell. Area 51, UFO highway, and heading out there and finding a secluded spot is really, really fun. And you're over the Nevada test site. You have Nellis Air Force Base not too far away. Plus, you have Area 51. Very fun place. Sedona, Arizona, on pitch. Shasta, Mount Shasta, California. An amazing place. One of my favorite places in my backyard, again, just to guarantee, is Giant Rock and Joshua Tree in Landers, California. They're all in the same spot. An amazing place, and that's where I take my groups out there because it's beautiful, number one. Number two, crazy stuff going down there. Wycliffe Well, which is in Australia, but it's also considered the UFO capital of Australia. There's sky watching that's going down there every night. And if you're in Australia, head over to Wycliffe Well. Stonehenge in England. That is a UFO hotspot. And lots of sky watching that goes on there every night and things. But go hang out. If you're in England, everybody knows about Stonehenge, yes. But that's during the day and looking at the megalithic rocks. All right, the stones. At night, sky watch there. Also, Bonnie Bridge in Scotland, also clearly marked with signs. Nothing but UFO sightings over the years. Head over there. There's a sky watch going on there tonight in England. I guarantee it. And then we have one that you and I have talked about on this show before, and that's the Malyobka Triangle in Russia. That's one of the biggest hotspots. You got to get into Russia to get there. It's in the Ural Mountains. I get that too, but it's probably got more UFO sightings there than anywhere else in the world. So that's my top list. What's yours?
I feel like you just went to the buffet and took everything because you named so many that I had on my list. And the ones that you had mentioned, like San Clemente, the one in Australia, and a few others, these are all important when we talk about UFO hotspots across the world because we're looking at this from an international perspective. But when we're doing UFO night watches, it's very important to also check the weather forecast, at least for like the future 48 hours, especially for very remote locations, because it's all about safety first. And a lot of these places are very easily accessible if you live in that country or that state or that region. But it is important to just practice mindfulness, to be safe, and to check out the weather because nobody wants to be doing a night watch while it's raining, while it's snowing, while you have 80-mile-per-hour winds. All your thousands of dollars of equipment will be on the floor and or ruined. No, you can't risk that kind of stuff. But
my favorite thing to do wherever I'm at, Christina, I'm not making this up. I sound like just some old man, that's got an AM radio dialed into the Weather Channel all the time. But when you arrive at an area, just Google the weather. That's it. Just wherever you are at, it doesn't matter. Happy Town, USA, right? Google it. Weather. Happy Town, USA. Number one happy street. Happy Town, USA. Weather. Google that and click on it. You're going to get a 7-day forecast. You're going to see what's going on there now. And you're going to get everything throughout the night, every hour on the hour, and it's right there. It's so important. Weather can change really quickly. It's nice and bright and sunny and no wind right now, right? Look on the weather. Oh, wait a minute. At 8 p.m., it's about to go down. So yeah, just Google it. We have these tools at our disposal.
We do. And Android mentioned in that list that you gave that all the cities were on the water or near the water or in the desert, except for Denver, Colorado. And this is actually a really great observation because we've mentioned this before, but it seems like a lot of UFO sightings do take
Right.
place in those locations near the water, like the Catalina Island. I feel like all of California is a UFO hotspot, and then also near or in the deserts. And I think these are areas to where people just don't tread as often as we know. Only about 10 to 15% of our oceans have been scanned and explored and understood, leaving 85 to 90% unknown, which is a great place to hide. The same goes for the desert. Who casually would like to go to the desert like Death Valley in California just to spend the day, maybe go do some camping? Not your average person unless you're some kind of extremist. So these are some really great locations for there to be a any kind of hideout.
And then you have, like I said, there isn't enough time to go through all of the cool places. Washington State, anywhere, Alaska, Juneau. Juneau's got more alien abductions per capita than any other city in the world, right? And they have great sightings there. So, and mentioning Chile, Peru, Giza. Giza last year in the morning. This is in the morning, not at night. This is in the morning. We are at the Great Sphinx, and we're at the back by the tail, and looking at the tunnel. And we've got a huge group of people there. And at that moment, standing next to me, this person goes, "Oh my God!" And he caught it. He happened to be just scanning through the sky with his cell phone and recording, and caught. I'm going to call it a flying saucer. This crazy thing taking off, but it lit up in the sky and took off. Now that's the right place at the right time. That's Giza, right? There. We could sit here and talk about these different locations all around the world. Great places to go to. I happen to live. I don't know where Christina lives. I don't know. So none of my business. But I live in the desert. And where I live out here, I've got Joshua Tree. I've got Palm Springs. I have Landers. I have Giant Rock. I have Edwards Air Force Base. I have the Mojave Dry Lake Bed. I have Death Valley right up. I have Las Vegas about 2 hours away, and then 3 hours away is Area 51. That's why I live where I am at. So at any given point, I can have the Jeep packed. I have my UFO Skywatch bug out bag packed and ready to go. I don't have to go and search for lasers or battery packs or first aid kits or my night vision. Everything is there. I grab it, grab a couple of chairs, and I'm off. And I can go in any direction. So I could sit here and point out all of the hot spots that are just within 200 miles of my house. And you know what? This is the other thing with my list and yours. You always get the question, will I see something? And you know what my answer is? Are you going to come with me tonight? Are you going to be there? You will see something. It's a guarantee.
And maybe you're that magnet. Maybe they're all these UFOs are attracted to you. So you better start giving out your UFO tours or something, Jimmy. If you can
Well,
guarantee people
you
seeing
know,
something when they're with you.
and you want to have. Here's the key for me and CE5 and protocols and all of that. If that's your thing, that's fine. All right, that's fine. Everybody has to be in a good mood. You have to. You have to. If you've got 10 people with you, 20 people, 4, right? Whatever it is. So you have 10 people and you have one going, man, we ain't going to see nothing. Whoever that is, leave them at home. Leave them at home. You
There's
don't
some snacks
want
in the
that.
fridge.
ET knows, man. I know I sound crazy right now, but you don't need that. You don't. You want to have just high vibration. You want everybody in the right mood and happy and everything else. It bring some music with you, bring the food, and just be excited. And it's such a great night to spend with friends and just kick back and just enjoy the moment. I've had certain sky watches at certain locations, Christina, where we've seen hundreds of things, most of them satellites, that, and so satellites are cool too as well. You know why? You don't see them with the naked eye. Most people that have seen a satellite for the first time, it's a game changer. It is. It is. Now, here's the other thing, and this is crucial, and then we got to wrap the show. With your apps and your tracking satellites, get your orientation, where your feet are, which direction is north, which direction is east, know what direction you're facing. You got a compass app on your phone. Know which direction you're facing. Because when you open up your satellite app, you're going to see the direction of most of the satellites. You're going to see that. All right. Most are in geostationary orbit. They're not moving. And the ones that are, you can see it in the app. Most of them are running in an east-west orientation. Okay. Now, if your feet are planted due north and you're facing the North Pole and you've got something that you see traveling from the northwest in this direction, and it's not east-west in this direction, and it's not north-south in a polar orbit, but you've got something at a crazy angle, get out your satellite app and see if there is something that is moving at a strange angle. There are satellites that do that, but there's only a few. We have 1,000, 2,000 satellites right now that are whizzing around the Earth, around the equator, around North America, around Russia. Russia doesn't have that many. The United States has the most. So China has some satellites. So does Japan. So does Great Britain. So does France. But they're not that many. And they're always running in a certain orientation. But if you see something that is off kilter and off axis and moving backwards and against the grain and at the wrong angle, whip out your satellite tracker app and see what is there that is moving off axis. There's nothing moving off axis, and you're looking at something, like I said, going against the grain. Chances are you're seeing something anomalous. And even more fun, you may be looking at some secret satellite. And I remember last year, I know that we've run over time. Last year, the United States had a special satellite, military satellite that was launched. The Russians positioned one of their satellites behind it. Okay? So now the two are orbiting Earth right next to each other. The Russian satellite's chasing the American satellite. and you got to watch it. So I was watching this in my night vision, and every 40 minutes or so, every hour or so, they're making their orbit around the planet. So I got to watch it 2 or 3 times in a night. And it was pretty interesting to see when you watch they're chasing. Now, that's as much fun as watching a UFO. If you stop and you think about it, and you're watching this, and you can see it, and it's coming over, and the Russians wanted to know everything about this satellite. This kind of stuff goes on all the time. But with the right gear, you can go out with the right software and the right knowledge. You can go out and see this stuff for yourself. It's pretty exciting. So with that, Christina, another great show. You can hit me up, everybody, if you want a list of gear. Christina will take that too as well. And if you have any questions, just let us know. Another great show. I've got to get ready for Jim Harrell tonight on Fade to Black. I'm excited about that. And as Christina knows, I got a secret, but we're going to do a big reveal of something on Fade to Black on Monday. Christina got the sneak preview. Is it cool?
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I've got to wrap up everything and get to my weekend, but I'll see everybody tonight on Fade to Black. Thank you so much, Christina. Good stuff.
Thank you, Jimmy. And before we actually end today's show, when we're talking about UFOs, they show up everywhere. When I'm saying everywhere, I mean everywhere. You only have to check out the New Fork website to see what's happening over almost any kind of city. And they're also seen over rural areas as well, but they're seen around the world. But if you have the mindset that you want to have a sighting, then you have to take equipment with you wherever you go. Got to load up a backpack, like Jimmy said, a nice bug out UFO backpack for these kinds of situations, keeping your eyes on the skies. Tomorrow is going to be strange news, and I'll be having a special guest with me. It will be live, so make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss strange news next week. Tomorrow. And then also, if you enjoy scrolling through YouTube, I do have another YouTube channel called Factsophical, where I talk about some of the strangest facts I could either save your life that are super interesting or something in between. That link is right down below. And if you need some nice music to help you relax, meditate, or use your imagination to wander the universe, I do have a channel called Cosmic Portals, and that is a space ambient music channel. That is it for today. I want to say thank you to everyone watching this live, all the super chats, super stickers, YouTube members, Patreon supporters, and of course, all of my amazing moderators. I will see you tomorrow. Be safe, and remember, keep your eyes on the skies. If you enjoy the strange and the mysterious, UFOs, the paranormal, and cryptids, this channel is for you. So make sure to subscribe, as I do 3 videos right here every single week, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss any of the bonus content I post right here.